are just the Gospels, things that Christians take as gospel. But if you look at the other 50% of the New Testament, it's written by Paul, who definitely 100% never saw Jesus in his physical form. That you know, right? If you take that logic of written afterwards, we can say the same when it comes to the Gospel authors. We can say the same when it comes to Paul. We can say the same when it comes to the New Testament talking about the Old Testament. The Old Testament came before. We can talk about Hinduism that predates both of them. So just because something came afterwards doesn't necessarily mean that...
But it makes them more reliable.
No, because then 50% of the Bible would be unreliable because it was written by Paul, who didn't even see Jesus and came afterwards.
You never met him.
Yeah, never met.
But your point about the Quran coming 600 years after the birth of Jesus is a good point. And I used to think that was an issue as well, before I became a Muslim, that is. But as Muslims, we believe that the Quran is literally the speech of God himself. And God is timeless. He's outside of our space-time continuum. He knows all things perfectly. There's no before or after with God. So his knowledge of what happened in the first century is timelessly true. So he knew exactly what happened perfectly. And the fact that Muhammad came 600 years later is irrelevant because the Quran was given to Muhammad. It was revealed to Muhammad. So he was a recipient of that divine, timeless truth. Do you see what I mean? So it changes the whole thing when you understand the Muslim perspective, in my view.
Yeah.